It's time for Florida State basketball. This is the Leonard Hamilton Show. Brought to you by SunTrust. Learn how SunTrust can help you live for your sunny day at suntrust.com/mysunnyday. And by Coke Zero. You don't know zero till you've tried it. Now your hosts, G. Deckerhoff and head coach Leonard Hamilton. Welcome to the Leonard Hamilton Show. Today we talk Florida State basketball with head coach Leonard Hamilton. Coach, we take it on the chin. A couple of ball games this past week. Valentine's Day was unkind to us. Miami comes in, knocks us off, and then midweek Georgia Tech comes in and they get a hot hand in the second half. We just can't recover.
Well, there's no doubt that the Miami loss was an emotional loss for us because I thought we put ourselves in a pretty good position. We played pretty good defense there the second half, and we just couldn't finish the game off. And I think it had a lingering effect as we move through the next game.
Yeah, and on that Sunday afternoon game, Sunday evening I should say, huge crowd on hand to watch Florida State take on the Miami Hurricanes, an arch rivalry game, Coach, and that takes a little bit more emotion out of you, doesn't it?
Well, I thought the guys responded fairly well. We didn't always play well, but I thought emotionally they were in charge. We turned the ball over at some unopportune times, and we had a hard time playing against the 10th ranked team in the country, and we went right down to the wire, and we came away with a loss, and I think they emotionally took a lot out of our players.
Close ball games, the norm this year in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Highlights of Florida State versus Miami versus the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. And between those two highlights packages, we have a chance to meet the tallest player to ever play basketball at Florida State. His name is Chris Komachi. I think I've got that right. Coming up next, highlights FSU Miami. Welcome back to the Leonard Hamilton Show. We promised you a lot of basketball highlights, Seminole basketball highlights, and we've got the Miami-Florida State game, Coach. Valentine's Day is special. Golden Girls were all decked out in Valentine's Day specials, and we came out ready to play our arch rival Miami.
Well, I thought that once again we got off to somewhat of a slow start, but we were able to climb back in it and put ourselves in a position, and it was kind of a nip and tuck game. And basically, after about the first few minutes, you see Jarquez Smith, who's playing much, much better for us. We got the ball to him. He had a nice little jump hook, good ball movement. Devin Booker seemed to continue to keep shooting the ball very well. He's probably been our best player the last several games. He's given us tremendous effort, moving the ball very well. Benji Bell gave us a big lift there, and when he came off the bench and gave us two big threes. And it was one of those types of games that could have gone either way there down the stretch. We made some good plays. But here again, we played against a very good basketball team. We had a very difficult time defending them for the most part.
Benji Bell with back-to-back three-point shots, Coach. It's a one-point ball game now. We're going to get a stop at the defensive end. And on this breakaway, Coach, we're going to get our first lead of the ball game.
Terrence Mann is really playing very good basketball. In fact, he's playing starters minutes, and he's probably been our most consistent guy in terms from an effort standpoint. He's really high character, high basketball IQ. He's really doing a great job for us. 4
points and 4 rebounds, and including that basket on the fast break. Battling at the offensive end, Devin Booker, he's got that nice little soft touch. He's going to lead us in scoring in this ball game, Coach, for the second game in a row.
Well, there's no doubt that Devin is having a good year for us, and he's moving the ball, making good decisions. He has a great pass from Malik to Terrence, and a very aggressive opportunity for him to take the ball to the basket and pull up and give us a basket. And we got down 10 points, but we still clawing and scratching and clawing.
Devin Booker, he likes that sweet spot on the court, Coach. He finished with a game-high 14 points.
Well, we cut the lead there down a little bit there as we went into halftime. Came back out, went down, went up, down, went up. We kept clawing and scratching and put ourselves right where we need to be at the end of the game. Our defense was so much better the first half than it was the second half. The second half than it was the first half.
In the second half, Coach, we have a nice rally, and we're going to tie the game twice at 50-50 and at 52-52. But the Miami Hurricanes ranked number 10 in the country this week, right now getting a lot of national attention and recognition for how they're playing.
Well, they're an older, more mature team, and I thought their experience really showed down the stretch.
Florida State attacking and a nice pass. And Jarquez, but you'd like to get Jarquez a little more touches of the basketball, but he's got to finish, doesn't he?
He is really doing a good job of finishing plays. There's no doubt about that. He's playing much more aggressive, giving us a big, strong, physical presence inside.
He was 3 for 3 in the game, Coach, and it's pretty good when you get those slam dunks. A nice offensive tip in.
We're still close. We scrapping and clawing and scratching, but our defense was so much better the second half. I think they maybe shot 32% the second half, and here we are putting ourselves right in the position with 11 minutes to go in the game. It's a 2-point game. We just couldn't get over the hump.
A steal by Devin Booker and creates an open 3-point shot for XRM. Big Boris Bojanovsky, coach, 8 points in the ball game, 5 rebounds, 5 block shots. Boris Bojanovsky maybe his best game of the season.
Well, each time that we made a run with them, they hit a big shot, and a very timely shots that they made. Devin Booker, once again, the score is tied 50-50 against a real good basketball team. They're 12th in the country. I see there. We just had a hard time making the right plays when we needed them when the game's on the line.
Malik Beasley held below double figures for the first time in his career, but he shows all his athleticism. Nice drive to the basket on that play. Speaking of drives to the basket, you like that little baby hook that Boris has, don't you?
Well, Boris is getting more and more reliable. We like for him to be more aggressive offensively, and he's getting better. Here you see him now putting a nice move, a real aggressive challenge going to the basket.
Seminoles are down 6 points, and Dwayne Bacon, he's got to be one of the strongest small forwards in the conference.
Well, there's no doubt that Dwayne is coming around. He's averaging 16 points a game. They did a very good job of defending him in this particular game.
There's the Bacon guys cheering on their favorite player, and Malik Beasley, top of the circle, is going to find maybe the hottest player on the team as far as assists, steals, and points, and that's Devin Booker. Nice bounce pass.
There's no doubt that Devin has given us tremendous play this year.
Yeah, he's second in the conference, I believe, in steals. There's the top of the circle jumper. 3-point play by Dwayne. He's got range, doesn't he?
Very, very big play there with the game going down. Unfortunately, we just couldn't get the stops during the critical parts of the game. Once again, there's another turnover and a forced shot. Nowadays we can't, coaches can't call timeout nearly as much. So it's just this really a game that I was very, very disappointed in. Our players really was disappointed. And what we have to do is take these types of games and make sure we use them as motivators as we move through the remainder of the season.
Well, we shoot the ball very well, 45.5%, Coach, from 3-point distance, another high percentage. But the free throw story, just 4 of 9 and 44%. We make a few more free throws, we got a chance to win.
Well, we had a hard time getting to the foul line.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about that. It is very interesting sometimes when you're playing hard. Both teams are playing aggressive. One team gets to the foul line, and we didn't. They shot 22 free throws. We only shot 9, and there lies some opportunities that we just missed out on.
Some big opportunities. Miami slips into Tallahassee and knocks us off on Valentine's Day by 2 points. Florida State next will take on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. We'll have highlights of that game a little later on in the program. Up next, a chance to visit with Chris Komachi. Welcome back to the Leonard Hamilton Show. We are talking Florida State basketball. We've had highlights of the FSU-Miami game up a little later on, FSU versus Georgia Tech. And right now, Coach, a chance to visit with the tallest player to ever wear a Florida State uniform, Chris Komachi. He's 7'4", Coach.
Well, Chris is a youngster with tremendous potential. He's going to have a very bright future at Florida State.
Let's visit with Chris Komachi.
All right, Chris, you've been here in Tallahassee now for a little bit. What are your thoughts of Florida State and being here in Tallahassee?
It's a great program, coming here, I knew that, the coaches, it's a good school for the big men because they have experience with the big guys, so I know they can take care of me.
How important was that in your decision? Because, Florida State has always had a great history with 7-footers and guys about that, like Bernard James and, of course, Bojo and Ojo, who are here.
I took my time and, I thought about it because I had some options, but I just had to pick the best one for me, so.
Did you play basketball growing up as well? Did you play other sports?
I played soccer, I played volleyball a little bit back home, and then I ran track before playing basketball.
What was your favorite?
Before soccer was my favorite, but now, no more.
No. Now, were you always taller than your classmates, or did you hit a growth spurt at a certain age?
I was always taller, but not that tall. I started growing when I was 15.
At what point did you realize that basketball was the sport that you were going to definitely be playing?
I mean, I used to like tell my friends that like I want to play basketball, but I never like did it like that. So like when I started growing, like everybody just told me you should stop playing soccer because it doesn't fit you, and yeah, it's better to play basketball.
Now, you went to Montverde, correct?
Uh-huh.
Won a national championship against Oak Hill. Oak Hill, Dwayne Bacon.
Yeah.
You kind of get him on that? You kind of bust his chops on beating his team?
I mean, he was really mad. Every time I used to like show him the ring, just like, you know, to to mess with him, and he was like, he doesn't even want to see the ring. He's kind of mad.
What was it like winning a national championship in college, in high school? Because I mean, there's some really great teams out there, and to be the team that won it all.
I mean, it was a great experience, but it will definitely be a good one if we win in college. Like, it will be way better than that.
Coming and playing college basketball from high school and AAU, how big of an eye-opening experience was it for you, and just how tough the college game is?
I mean, in high school, it's kind of, AAU is different. Like, you know, the game is just, we don't run no plays. It's just like you can post up, do whatever, especially for the big guy like me, you just stay inside. But like in college, you gotta like run plays, and I think that's the most like, you know, difficult part of the game in college.
Off the court, having other 7-footers, guys who understand the stuff that you go through on a daily basis, is it helpful to have those guys who understand exactly what you're going through?
Yeah, definitely. Like when we walk on campus, everybody look at us. So like when I walk by myself, I'm like, why are those people looking at me? But when we're all together, I'm not the only one, so it's not that bad.
What do you like to do off the court for fun? I know you guys spend so much time in the gym working on the game, but what do you do off the court for fun?
Man, I mean, I just like, you know, watch TV, listen to music, probably dance.
You got some dance moves?
Some.
Okay. It seems like this class especially loves to have fun out there. Is that true? Is that you guys bring the fun to the court?
Yeah, it's always been like that. Even like, you know, in high school, like on up the court, me and Dwayne Bacon, we play on the same AU team. So yeah, he's a guy like that. Beasley, Benji, they all want to have fun.
Welcome back to the Leonard Hamilton Show. We're talking Florida State basketball, and Coach, FSU at home against Georgia Tech. We're going to look at the highlights of this ball game, a game in which we never led, but we got so close at the end of the game.
But there's no doubt that we did not play we played one of our worst games of the year in a game that was very, very important to us, and that was the Georgia Tech game. And we really needed the victory at home against a team that was desperate for a victory. We didn't do enough. Wasn't emotional enough. We didn't play with the aggressiveness that we needed to. Thank goodness these are highlight films and not all the other negative things. But we made a run there at the end, but it was like too little, too late.
And in the first half, Florida State finds range from distance. And Coach, we're going to hang around. We tie the ball game at 8-8 on that 3-bomb, but we never led the game. It was as close as we came to leading the thing.
Well, we just couldn't get over the hump. They shot the ball very well in fact, they shot the ball as well as anybody that we played against. It was just one of those games where we just didn't seem to be able to get anything going.
They shot 54% in the first half. Coach, it was uncanny the way they worked that shot clock down and made 3 bombs throughout the ball game.
Well, we didn't do a very good job rebounding. There's no doubt about that. We got stops and then they got rebounds. And that's probably one of the very few games where we've missed our 2 starting interior players from last year. They were a little bigger and stronger, and even though we were in there jumping, I thought the width of their bodies and their physicality really took advantage of us during that period of time.
Florida State gets the turnover and a fast break led by XRM, and Terrence Mann had a career game. He finishes the 3-on-2 break.
Terrence is having a very good year for us. We started pressing there toward in the middle of the first half. I thought that gave us some life. And we were able to get some buckets, but once again, defensively, we were not playing the type of defense that we become accustomed to playing here at Florida State.
Offensive tip in by Terrence Mann. We were out rebounded on the offensive boards 12-8, and those second chance points by Georgia Tech really hurt us at the end. Nice work with the left hand by Jarquez Smith.
Well, Jarquez is getting better and better and better. There's no doubt about that. He's responding. He's been one of the guys that I think really has given us a big lift off the bench. And he's been in foul trouble a couple times, and we have not been able to extend his minutes. But I really like the progress that he's making.
Nice alley-oop assist. We've used that play successfully, I think, Coach, for the last 14 years. You like that play on the inbounds. FSU trying to battle from behind in the first half, and here's a shot right at the end of the horn, just beats the clock, the tip in by Boris Bojanovsky, and that cuts it down to a single-digit deficit.
Well, we had a period there in the first half where we cut it to 1-2, and we took 4 quick shots, and they turned each one of those misses into a basket.
Florida State in the second half now highlights with a three-point shot. That's just his third made three-point shot of the season. He's got a nice stroke there, Terrence Mann.
Well, he's getting better and better. His free throws are getting better. He is a coachable youngster. He really is doing a very good job of trying to make sure that he does his part to help us win games. And so I'm really pleased with what he's doing.
Speaking of Terrence Mann, he drives the lane and gets a benevolent bounce off the rim and the glass.
But
That's an aggressive move.
No doubt about that. Here we're down once again, trying to fight back with 7 minutes to go. We're down by a large margin. Maybe we need to be pressing from the beginning of the game.
Nice layup, flipping it up with the right hand, driving the left side by Malik. Coach, we went 4.5 minutes without a point, and that's when Georgia Tech took advantage, built that huge lead. We have to battle back from down 17.
Well, we battled back and put ourselves in a real good position, but once again, when you dig a hole for yourself like that, those 2 guys cheering on the sideline, I wish I had them available.
Yeah, nice steal and the assist by Devin Bookert. XRM knows how to finish. Devin Bookert in the ballgame, Coach. He had a steal. He had 3 assists, 15 points, 2 rebounds, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. Devin Bookert, again, another good game. 3 in a row he's been in double figures. XRM from distance in the corner. He's got a nice shot from that distance.
Well, we thought that was a 3, but his foot was on the line, so we only got 2 points out of it. And it kind of changed a little bit of our strategy. When we thought that was a 3, we kind of backed off a little bit because it was only a 2-possession game. Had we known it was a 2-point shot, maybe we might have used different strategy.
If you watch the score and the time now, 1:09 to go, and Coach, we're down 9 points, and we're going to get it within 2 points in the closing 69 seconds. Thanks to plays sort of like this one.
Well, here again, we're doing some nice things. We just got to play a complete basketball game. There's no doubt that the kids have really improved and made some progress. It was a great play by Dwayne. We didn't get enough stops to get out in transition and make any of those plays, and we've been a team that's been able to make plays, but it's been because we've gotten stops. We didn't get enough stops to be able to get out in transition to turn some of our good defense into offense.
Dwayne Bacon again goes coast to coast. Coach, it's a 2-point ball game with 24 seconds left, 82-80. You're going to have to foul to get the ball back.
Well, it's obvious that the more stops we get, the easier opportunities we get in transition. But here, once again, we came close and just didn't come away with the victory.
86-80 final score. Georgia Tech holds off Florida State's valiant comeback effort in the closing seconds. 86-80 final score. Coach, Georgia Tech shot lights out, almost 54% from the floor.
There's no doubt that was the problem for us. They also shot very well from 3-point line. Sometimes, when a team will kind of shoot their percentages, they shot exceptionally well, and a lot of that has to do with our defense. When you have to make people miss, when you are in the ACC, you can't accept that you can't assume that they're going to miss. You have to contest the shots and make sure they miss. And offensively, blocking out from a blockout standpoint, we gave them way too many offensive putbacks.
Coach, the 2 guards for the Yellow Jackets, a graduate student and a senior, experienced 4-year starters for their teams. 52 points between those 2. It's tough to beat a team when they get hot like that.
Well, there's no doubt that we didn't make them miss. Here again, once you got to defend people. The ACC is the best basketball conference in America, and you cannot have those moments where you're not playing very good defensively because people will make you pay, and that's what happened to us in the Georgia Tech game.
In a moment, we look ahead. 2 games on the road in Blacksburg, Virginia, and Durham, North Carolina. That's coming up. Florida State on the road now for the next 2 games, Coach, and the last 2 road games of the season. We start at Castle Coliseum Saturday, and then midweek we're in Durham.
Well, there's no doubt that we're in a position where we got to play much better, and we got to go on the road and win a couple of basketball games against 2 teams that are playing very well. Going to Castle Coliseum has always been a challenge for most teams in the ACC, and obviously Duke speaks for itself.
Florida State at Virginia Tech, Florida State at Duke, as we try to find a win on the road and get ready to come home and finish up the schedule with 2 home games in the Donald L. Tucker Center. That's our show for today. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at the Tucker Center the next time the Noles play basketball.
This has been the Leonard Hamilton Show, brought to you by SunTrust. Learn how SunTrust can help you live for your sunny day at suntrust.com/mysunnyday. And by Coke Zero. You don't know zero till you've tried it.